Hidden in Van Helsing's journals were 10 rules the church buried for centuries. These aren't myths. They're your survival guide. Tonight, we unlock the 10 rules Van Helsing used to survive a vampire attack. And they're more disturbing than anything Hollywood ever showed you. Sunlight isn't enough. Not all vampires burst into flames. The older they are, the more resistant they become. Shade, cloud cover, street lights, completely useless. Only direct UV or consecrated light slows them down. Even then, it just hurts. It doesn't stop. Blessed weapons aren't what you think. Not every crucifix works. Van Helsing used weapons blessed during blood moons. Rare relics soaked in ritual. Not your average church blessing. In his words, you don't ask a priest, you ask a dying one. Garlic is a myth. Mostly, garlic doesn't repel vampires, but it masks your scent. More importantly, he poisoned blood with garlic extract. So when they fed, they bled. The invite-only rule has limits. Yes, they can't enter without permission, but only if they're pure-blooded aristocrats. The new ones, the ferals, they break through windows. They break through walls. Mirror detection isn't reliable. A vampire without a reflection has lost its soul, but some adapt. Some learn to mimic life. They dress like us, smile like us. Some even pay for groceries. Van Helsing once said, "The most dangerous vampire is the one you'd swipe right on." Sacred ground can be a weapon. Van Helsing once lured an entire vampire nest into a consecrated crypt. They didn't know until their skin started peeling. Holy ground doesn't just protect, it burns. Stake through the heart, but it must be cursed wood. A plain stake does nothing. It has to come from a cursed tree, one touched by murder, suicide, or blood sacrifice. It's not the wood. It's the suffering inside it. Decapitation plus fire. The double kill. If one method fails, the other finishes it. Head off first, then burn. Because if you only burn, they sometimes crawl back. Starve the blood addict. Blood is their drug. Starve them long enough. They hallucinate. They beg. That's when they slip up. Van Helsing trapped one for 9 days. When it finally escaped, it couldn't stop crying. Holy words are more than symbols. Some vampires aren't just undead. They're possessed. Rituals in Latin, curses in Aramaic. They don't just burn them. They exorcise them. One priest exploded after reading a rite out loud. Only his hands were left holding the Bible. So, if a vampire knocked on your door tonight, would you offer blood or fire? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to know the dark history behind vampire origins, click here now. This story goes deeper than blood.